Well, good afternoon, ladies, and any gentlemen that might sneak in here. It is not a Bible study, so you're welcome to, as long as you behave yourselves. Hello, Delaney. God is good, and Judy, God is good all the time. And when it rains, it pours, just like the fridge. I'm so glad, so happy for you. That's great, Delaney. Thank God he is taking care of all of us, huh? Jello jigglers or a sheet cake. Need to feed 60 to 80. Whew. I don't know. That's a lot of Jello jigglers. That's a lot of work. I don't know. Sheet cake, you put it in and frost it and forget it. I guess Jello jigglers are kind of the same too. I don't know. Depends on how much gelatin you've got. We're talking about Frugal Friday today, so I guess we gotta put that in there too. I'm Moni from Moments with Moni, and today is Frugal Friday. I have a few things that I've been wanting to share with you guys and run past you to see if you can help me because, food prices are getting expensive out there. And Jello or cake, baking a cake, whichever, especially for 60 to 80 people, that's a lot of extra. But we use our resources for the Lord. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. 80 people, you'll make both. Yeah, that's true. But some may not like one or the other. Hi, Pepperlia. Nice to see you. I guess you have internet, eh? That's good. At least for the moment, right? And Teresa's back. Hi, Teresa. Glad to see you this afternoon, too. Today's a special event. It's Frugal Friday live here from Central Arkansas. I moved from North Idaho, and I was really hoping to start enjoying fresh fruit and vegetables down here because it's the South, right? You can grow everything down here. Well, I guess it's so hot that stuff doesn't grow a lot. And what you do usually get is deep fat fried and covered in grease. And it's just the way they like things here, I guess. I don't. So, and I shouldn't eat that way either. And hot, yes, with chili peppers and things like that. So the thumbnail says upcoming instead of live. Well, it was upcoming until this very moment. So now that it's upcoming, I think after the live, it will say that. It'll revert to the other thing. Fried pickles are delicious. They may be, but it's not something I want to try, Delaney. No, 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 no. My sister-in-law, she's in Georgia. She likes fried pickles. Yep, I think they even tried fried Twinkies and fried Oreos and blah. Oh, it just sounds awful to me. Besides, it's not healthy and it's definitely not frugal. Trying to stay on topic here. Me, Frugal Friday, everyone. Budgets are getting tighter, aren't they? Very tight. You like fried pickles? I don't know. Are they? I suppose they might be frugal if all you have is a jar of pickles and a little bit of what do they fry them in? Like cornmeal, maybe, and a little bit of oil. If that's all you got, make the best of it. Go for it. You would love a Twinkie, but they do not like you. Yeah, our son, our youngest, he's 35, maybe a little older. He has never had a Twinkie. I never gave him a Twinkie. And when we realized how bad they were, I told him, you can have one now that you're older, but you can also have the honor of never having had one. You choose. And he chose, I don't want one. We saw something in a movie about, you see that Twinkie? If you put that here on this railing, 20 years, it'll still be there, just like that. So many preservatives and sugar in that. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of healthy ways to be frugal. One of the biggest things right now is meat. I've been trying to slowly change the way that I make meals around here because I have picky eaters. that don't like their food to touch. Do you have any of those in your family? We have a few of those. The meat, the protein has to be here, the starch over here, and the veggies over here, and they should not touch. No, casseroles don't work. But I have gotten beef stew, and that's a good thing. That's one way to make it stretch. Dad will eat anything, but it should not touch. Exactly. Some people are like that, and it might be because he grew up during a time when food was scarce, and they did mix it all together. Now, I like the one pot things. You put it all in one pot, and you don't have to wash anything else. I like a good cabbage soup, or whatever soup. I guess I just enjoy soups. But even the beef, we ran out of it. I had been canning it, and then I got sick, and we just worked our way through it over the holidays. And now I'm looking at my pantry thinking, there's nothing left. Hamburger soup is good too, but okay, so we're in the South, and we've got Dollar Generals everywhere, and then we've got two Walmarts, one big one, one little one. That's how I call them, the super center and the little one. And you can get hamburger there, but it's $6.79 a pound. $6.79 a pound. The beef chunks that my daughter-in-law picked up for me at Costco were $5.99 a pound. So I asked her to get me a package of that, and I already canned some of that for the future, and we're going to use it very carefully. I can make it stretch a lot. Yes, lentils, I was going to say, is one of the ways that I make it stretch. The same thing with spaghetti sauce. Lentils will take on the taste of anything that you are making, but if you have a picky eater, they can find those little lentils and say, what's this in my food? I know that when you're hungry and when you're starving, you'll eat anything. But when I'm trying to be frugal and someone doesn't really have to have that, then, but we're trying, right? You can make a basic one for around $6 and feeds 20. Amen. With lentils. I know. It's great. I love them. I've even had a friend put them in chocolate chip cookies because it has fiber and it helps you lose weight. If you're going to have a cookie, make sure there's some fiber in there. And they really don't taste any different. It's almost, well, you cook them first, so they're not even crunchy like a nut. I know, ground beef, right? But it's been very expensive lately here. So, I had a good portion, I thought ahead, and had it in the freezer. And I canned some of that too. But anyway, it's just too expensive. So I went to a less expensive cut, and it was a mix of pork and ground beef and ground pork, yeah, from Walmart. There's, I guess I could find a butcher, but I can't right now. This is, I guess, soon will be the time, Abe, to look into that. He wants to try to make lentil burgers. I don't know if Krista has a recipe in her cookbook on their webpage for that. I know that they have a really good recipe for sausage patties out of black beans, or I think she uses some kind of other bean, but I use black beans and sage, and it tastes a lot, and the texture is like a sausage patty. I was very impressed. I really like those. $8 for 93% lean. Yeah, okay. Yeah, ours is probably that too. I was talking about the 80/20. So, yeah, and okay, yeah, you're giving me all the things that I'm getting to. Yeah, I know, no Walmart meat for you. I said that too until we moved here, and that's all that's available. So, we have to make things work. Anyway, we didn't like the taste of, neither one of us, the pork and beef blend. So I went one step further, and you have to know that this family of the two of us, and then our extended family, the grandkids and all that. There's 15 of us when we get together. There's only one of us that likes turkey, and that's me. So I bought ground turkey because it was on sale for $2, a frozen chub. And I thought, I am going to try this. I'm going to put taco seasoning until the cows come home in there and make it taste like beef. And it was really, really good. And I didn't try to fool my husband. I actually told him, this is what we're having for lunch. I found this deal and we're going to try it. So we did. And it was actually very good. The meat tasted like the texture was like a very tender beef. So I used, the Taco Bell taco seasoning packet and the bottled sauce too as well. We just got an Aldi here in town. I will be checking there. Bean burgers are good too, Judy. Yeah, they might be, but I have picky eaters. All this is great for me. I'll do it. Ground turkey, ground chicken, Delaney, don't like that? Well, $8 compared to $2, and make it taste good. I'm converted, and so is somebody else. So it's okay if you get to that point, and you got to pick and choose your battles. You know your family better than ours. So you have to decide where you're going to pinch those pennies and where you're not. Now, I love canning all these beans that you're all talking about. I can black beans and chickpeas. I use those for everything. Chickpeas in soups, in salads, in baking. Really good stuff. What else do I use? Oh, the white beans to make soups, and then also and stews, or split peas. I think I just cook those straight. Quarter of a fifth a cow. Yes, Meg. Well, that's what I'm hoping to get to do this year. I've just been so out of it. It's ridiculous. But I still have, things now. Oh, texture issues. Yes, Chris. So you understand, and Nikki. But the turkey, I kid you not, is a big. If you can do that, it passes here with flying colors, and that was hard. That was an accomplishment. Your cousin raises pigs, so we buy a whole pig. Yeah, the whole South here is really up on pork everywhere, and we've just never been pork eaters. So I guess if I have to, I will. But the turkey's less expensive. It tastes better to me. Salmon patties for dinner tonight because I have a can of it. Yay, Judy. Yay, Judy. Now, I would do that too, but my husband's allergic to fish, so highly allergic that if I cook it in the house, he has an attack because of the oils in the air. We couldn't go. We learned that because we went to what was that? A red Lobster. See, I don't even remember because I never get to go. A Red Lobster restaurant, and he had an anaphylactic shock, and we learned it was from the oils in the air. So he can't have chicken because of gout, or I guess I didn't realize that chicken causes problems with that. I thought beef would. Well, I guess it's just meat. Yeah. So, but not only is food getting more expensive, but it's also becoming more scarce. There are things that are, I always check ahead on the news when it comes to items that didn't do well in the like last year's crops. Coffee was one of the things. So the beans are more scarce, and so is cocoa beans. So coffee and chocolate, that's why they are so much more expensive right now. And they're raising the prices because the stock is not as high as they would like. Yeah, $7 a pound for a processed beef, but much better quality, I'm sure, Michigan. So that's a good deal. Tart cherry juice is good to clear to help gout, but it doesn't work all the time by itself. It depends on how bad your system is. But yeah, I guess if you stay away from what causes it and take that. Ooh, cow tongue, Judy. Okay, that was going to be one of my questions. So, because things are scarce and because they're getting so expensive, how are you downsizing your grocery bill while trying to keep the family happy? And what kind of switches have you made lately? We tried from beef to pork and beef to turkey. What kind of other proteins have you tried? And I remember as a kid, my mom would cook cow tongue for us. It looked so gross sitting on that plate. It wasn't that bad because we were very poor. Our dad died. We had 4 kids at home, and people, from the neighbors would help. And somebody from church brought over this big 5-gallon bucket of beef stew that had mold on top, and told my mom that, they couldn't, uh, this is going bad. So we thought you could use it. You can just scrape the mold off of the top and heat it, and it won't be that bad. And she did. I mean, that's all we had. So that's what we ate. Um, and I remember that was beef stew. So I was not real happy with beef stew for most of my life. That quarter pound included the whole quarter pound, steaks and all. Nice. Nice, Michigan. So you have a good deal. Sometimes we all get a good deal like that, and sometimes we don't. Never had beef tongue, but feet are nasty. And liver, love liver. Feet, beef feet? Yeah, well, I would. Do they sell beef feet? Really? I thought they sold like the knuckle bones for gelatin for what's the inside? The bone marrow. Oh, you were gifted the cow tongue sliced with gravy over mashed potatoes. Yeah, I remember seeing, the top of the tongue and the little bumps and thinking it was strange. But she sliced it up with gravy, and I don't know what we had with. Oh, knowing my mom, it was probably red cabbage, cooked red cabbage, because Germans like that. Oxtails. Delaney, no. Okay, I have to share this story. We were in Germany, and I was visiting my grandfather in Hamburg. And before I left, he wanted me to make some food so that he would have it stocked in the freezer. Well, I made some patties, meat patties for him, and wrapped that up. And then he had me make a vegetable soup that he could eat with it. So we went down to the market on the buses and walked back, and to the markets. They have the day markets there. Came back, and I made a really good vegetable soup for him. And when I turned my back, he dropped in an oxtail into that soup. And when I turned back to look at it, it's like, what is that thing doing in the soup? And it stunk to high heaven. He ruined that entire pot of vegetable soup with an oxtail. So who told me that? Delaney. Mm-hmm. Yee. Okay. Okay. So I have tried it. At least try it, right? And then the pig's feet. Mom would get pickled pig's feet. I remember those in a big jar. Now that you mention it, no, no, can't do it again. Mm-mm. I've had beef heart, and it tasted fine, but it was tough. Yes, beef heart, beef liver, chicken gizzards. She would use that to make gizzard goulash, rather than any other kind of meat, just all gizzards. And I remember they had the sand, the grit inside of them. That was not tasty, but that's what a gizzard does. It's it's their gallbladder. You guys. Okay, how about spam? Does anybody tried spam? Something that you can keep on the shelf. You need to cook oxtails in beef and onions. Okay, if I have to, if I'm starving, I'll try it. Thanks, ex-swagger. Yum. Am I making anybody hungry here? Really? I do not like poultry organs, but love beef and liver. Huh? Beef liver. Oh, okay. So here's a mention. If I have had any of these parts, it was when I was a kid on my grandma's farm, and it was a secret. So I won't mention the name just in case grandma might still be listening, or mom, or other relatives. And Meg says, free the spam animals. I don't know. What do they make spam out of? Is it, well, I guess there's different flavors now. I remember my dad, who was in the military, this is my stepdad, and he would get a can of spam and slice it up and fry it, and then get a tortilla. And we had the gas stove, and he would brown that over the tortilla over the flame, and then put the spam meat on top of that and eat it like a burrito. He loved it. Oh, spam's a hit there with all that family. That's really nice. Of course, when I bought the first few cans, they were inexpensive, but even those are going up in price. The mystery pink meat, all pressed together, but I think it is meat. Probably better than that. The Campbell's soup meat that is digitally printed, bioengineered that way. Did you read that article? Yuck. Okay, Spam Pop Perfect says spam is pork, shoulder, and ham. Okay, well, that's not bad. And Judy says boil gizzards, as mom would say, until you cook them completely, LOL, or until tender, and then flour and fry. Ooh, fried gizzards. We never had those. And Teresa says we ate it as kids and do keep it on the shelf. Spam. Good. Yeah. Lord bless you. I don't want to eat it either. I don't live far from Austin, Minnesota, where they make spam. Ooh, does it smell good when they make it? It's pork and pork shoulder, like bacon. It probably smells good when they make it. Oh, there's another thought, Delaney. Vienna sausages, potted meat, all the canned meat. You've had that too. Yeah, I have too as a kid. I think, having a European parent, um, we had, we, yeah, another thing we tried was squid. Anybody ever had squid? And octopus. Well, isn't that the same thing? No, they're different. But we had both. Corned beef and hash. Yeah. Back momentarily. Okay. All righty. Good. Well, there's some options there for you if you were looking for any options on the road listening. Okay. Yeah, be careful out there. Anyway, so, depending on how you fix it, um, how do we fix this problem is what I was asking. One of the ways that I can uh, stretch the meals and the meat is by pressure canning it. You had squid and octopus at the Chinese all you can eat buffet. Food poisoning for 2 weeks. Oh no, poor thing. No, mom brought it home from the butcher on the butcher paper, and they were all eating it at the table, and they handed us a piece. You lost a bet. Whew, boy, didn't you? Goodness. Oil of oregano. I'd be taking a bottle full. No, that would kill me. Just a few drops and it'll do you. Yeah, can't stand it. Meatless meal once a week, spaghetti or soup. We actually accidentally did that the other day. I don't mind that. I've been trying to do that. Someone else doesn't. Um, but I made homemade spaghetti sauce, the dark, rich. I think I put a video of that up already, and that's the one I put some lentils in as well. But then I made the meal that night, thinking, "Oh, how great this tasted!" And that's the only compliment I heard. That tasted so good, so good. And the next day, I realized I forgot to put the meatballs in there. We didn't even miss it. That's how good it was. Grilled cheese and grilled cheese. Amen. I actually like grilled cheese with a slice of turkey in there, but I'm a turkey girl. Oh, that's okay, Pop Perfect. Can't type. I can't type and chew gum at the same time. I'll swallow it and have troubles. Hi, everyone. Hi, Nancy. She says, hello. Little late was starting venison stew for supper. Oh, well, there's another nice little uh, way to find something different to eat. Venison. Any others have any hunted meats that you have tried in the past? And then how would you, oh, I guess venison, wouldn't you freeze it? Can you can it as well? Anybody know? Mac and cheese dinner, but lactose intolerant can't. Yeah. Barbecued rabbit is awesome. Yes. Um, Canned venison is delicious. Good. Yeah, that's one thing that you could do, if you wanted to raise rabbits. I hear, because they are so prolific, they're actually better than chicken and you get more meat. And it kind of tastes like chicken from what I remember, although butchering is difficult. I remember having to be a part of that as well. We had all kinds of animals at home on the farm, and it really wasn't a farm. We were just out in the suburbs and had a nice big garden area and a whole bunch of animals. Squirrel and dumplings. Can't say that I've had it, but if you have to, I have a cookbook from my husband's grandmother. And inside of it, it shows you how to degland and deskin a squirrel before you cook it. Yes, rabbit and squirrel, kind of like chicken. I miss squirrel meat. Well, Judy, grab your gun and get out there. Speaking of that, I was up in the mountains. We just got there to a friend's cabin, and the squirrels have been eating through the wires in his truck and in one of the buildings. So they knew that I was a good shot. So they handed me the shotgun and pointed the squirrel's up there in that tree. Shoot it. I just got here. I just woke up. That's okay. Just get it. Just get it. Just shoot over there. I did. I got it, and the dog brought it right to us. And the poor thing, I just shot his bottom half off. Got him clean through. We have canned venison, and we raised some rabbits. Rabbit meat is good stew. It is. Yeah. My mom would always make Hassenpfeffer. Hassenpfeffer. It's rabbit in gravy, and a really good gravy, like a pepper gravy. Pellets or slugs? Um, 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 I don't remember. I don't remember. They handed me the rifle. I'm not a gun person. I like to buy cabbage cheap around St. Patty's Day, then make and can stuffed cabbage casserole. That sounds good for me. I'm trying to find for others. Duck is usually cheap after the holidays. I can't say that I could ever find duck around here. You have all these things up there by you? Hassenpfeffer. Yes, that's how you say it. Hassenpfeffer. Like on the Bugs Bunny commercial, cartoon. Sorry. Chris used to hunt deer. I've had deer. That was good. We had moose, actually, once. My mom made moose chili because the neighbor gave us some moose. Uh, Turkey and quail. Quail's really good. My father-in-law would always go hunting for quail, and we would have that. Oh, you've been mispronouncing it all this time, huh? Awesome, pepper. Fefa is pepper. The PF. They say that you pronounce the P, but it's really very close. Fefa. I also fry up shredded cabbage with onions, garlic, sausage, pepper. Oh yeah. Okay, that's really good, Michigan. That's a good one. Good thing I had lunch. What did we have? Oh yeah, I made some of the beef. We made broccoli and beef because we haven't had any in a while. So I opened up one of those jars. Now we'll have to wait again. Okay, so this is another question. A lot of Hungarian and German in the family got all that old handwritten cookbooks handed down to me. Good. Yeah, I do too. You love moose, buffalo. Buffalo. That's the one I haven't tried. Mountain deer, caribou. Yeah. Yeah, I have all those as well, Delaney. It's from East Prussia, Ostpreußen, which is Russia now, but back then it was part of Germany. Bear was okay, but I thought venison was better. We had bear, really greasy, but I guess it depends on the way you cook it. So, um, yeah, when things get scarce, there's always, if you're outside and you have a place to hunt, then you can pick up some food out there, some meat. But if not, there are plant sources as well that have good plant protein. Beans, lentils, even tofu, Greek yogurt. What else? Lots of fishes, different things. Lots of good food, yes. But another area of providing for the family is vegetables. I don't want to have just meat for them, but I'm not able to get outside all the time. And so I talked my husband into letting me do the mini greenhouse inside. And there's another area there that he's usually, he likes, what's it called? Romaine lettuce or the iceberg lettuce. And it's okay, but it's going to be difficult to grow inside. So I'm looking more at like the spring greens, like broccoli and spinach and leaf lettuces and things like that. Yeah, I love fresh veggies. Me too. And so they taste different and they look different when you make a salad. And um, we were out of his type of lettuce, so I made one of mine to see how that would work. And he does like it. I was surprised that he liked it. Yes, I have a porch. I tried that last year, but it got too hot for me to finish and too many mosquitoes that gave me huge welts. I'm allergic to the bites and then I get sick and I couldn't keep up on it. So, and he's not a gardener. He does not like to be a gardener. He finished it for me, but he doesn't like to do it. He's busy with a lot of other things. He'd much rather play his guitar. So if I can get some veggies doing it this way, then I will do that in the greenhouse indoors. And I plan on doing it, the leaf lettuces, and mini tomatoes, even mini strawberries. I have some of those. And then sprouts and microgreens because there's a lot of nutrition in those as well. Oh, that's cute, Meg. Bucket of water, salt and pepper shakers, and sneak into my sister's garden when we were kids. That's cool. Yes, and I always enjoyed doing that for the grandkids. I'd grow the garden just so that they could go out there and pick the peas and the beans and the strawberries, and they would have lots of fun. And mom did that with us too. We'd have to get our chores done in the morning, and then she'd lock us out of the house for the rest of the day. Go play outside. There's a garden out there if you need a snack. There's a pool out in the back. Um, and then beyond that were all the animals. You could go play with them. We had, pigeon. Pigeon was good too. Um, we had to, they were actually homing pigeons, but there was a hawk that was coming into their pen to get the pigeons. She was a mom, we think, that was going in there and to feed her young. Every day she would come and get one. So my mom said, "No way, heck with that. I'm going to take them and we're going to eat them. That bird's not going to get our birds." So she killed them, butchered them, and we ate them. And it was good. I remember that being good. Different taste than chicken. Everything, they say everything tastes like chicken, but this was different. Oh, you're allergic to mosquitoes as well. I swelled shut once. Yeah, bad stuff and itch so bad. Pigeon is risky. A lot of diseases can transfer to humans unless cooked right. Well, she cooked it and I'm still alive. I guess we did fine, but it was just the one time. And then we had rabbits and ducks and chickens, and Dad built a pond for them out there. And there was one time that the ducks, yeah, the duck mama would sit on her eggs. So my mom gave the Banty hen her eggs, and along with her chicken eggs as well. And when they all hatched and got old enough, the little ducks would get out from under her and hop into the pond. And the Banty hen mom would just go squawk, squawk, squawk. Like, don't get in there. You're going to drown. You're not a duck. You're a chicken. It was funny to watch. Funny to watch. Oh, you got a green stalk first time. So you don't have to bend, and cat can stand a long time. And cats stand a long time. Uh-huh. Yep, I know. I know. I'm there too, Paul Perfect. So this will help, but it's a mini greenhouse and I can reach it from where how I'm using it. But I did think of one of those too. Oh, Delaney. She says that if that groundhog keeps digging holes for me to twist my ankles in, we will have stew soon. Um, get some juicy fruit gum and put it near the holes. We've done that, and because they love fruit, and then they grab the gum and it kills them. So you don't have to put any poison out, and it's worked every time for us and for other people that we've told about it. Oh, Meg. Oh no. We have snapping, well, not snapping, the other kind, box turtles that come visit us in the springtime. They, we don't have any pets, so except the neighbor's dog, he alerts the whole neighborhood anytime somebody's here. But the turtles will come through and burrow up against the house, and the kids will go out there and feed them frozen grapes in the hot, hot summer, or frozen food and lettuce and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, box turtles are cool. But did you collect them so that they would eat them for turtle soup? Is that what you meant? Oh, I've had frog legs too from a pond. Someone who grew, they would invite everybody over to come hunt down the frogs. Anyway, the sprouts I plan on growing, they are higher in enzymes and proteins, and they germinate very quickly, 2 to 7 days. So I'll have a supply of those. And then microgreens, they're more nutrients and have more vitamins, but it takes 7 to 21 days to germinate. And I think they taste better. Growing in the soil, they get a better flavor than they do growing in water. Hmm. Anybody else had luck with sprouts or microgreens? Snappers are a problem here. Our dogs are kept getting their legs bit. Oh no. Oh wow. One cut the ligament. Yikes. Yes. Yeah, Teresa. Any hints on how to grow them well? I've got a jar with a mesh top and like a canning jar lid, but it's the top is a mesh screen, and I put them in there. They're very easy. Well, good. It's been a while since I've grown them, but I think you just soak them in water the first few hours and then rinse them and rinse them every day, basically, and keep them warm until they grow. I can't remember if you have to put them in the dark at first and then pull them out or not. I'll have to look all that up. And they can, okay, back to the snapping turtles, they can bite your fingers off. Well, we'll have to warn Trace Fingeros. He needs all the fingers he can get. Yes, YouTube video. I'm sure I can do that and find out. Anyway, so I plan on growing both of them to see my favorite. Then he will be Dos Finger. Yes, Dos Fingeros instead of Trace. Ain't that the truth? We'll have to warn him. Warn him. Oh, I forgot to switch it to live chat. I've been on uh, top chat. I've probably missed some of your comments, but that's okay. Well, it's warming up down here in the south. We've had no more. I think yesterday was supposed to be the last freezing morning. So if you're a gardener, you can probably get away with planting potatoes out right now and then covering them up if there's another frost. Because we always get like a few false springs. Rub it in, more snow coming. I'm sorry, Delaney. I've been there. I lived in North Idaho I've done my time. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I love the 4 seasons. But yeah, as I got older, the snow is a bit much. There too, Meg. Snow or nice weather? Yes, keeping our fingers crossed and praying. You can, I whine too. We shouldn't be whining. Isn't that what um, Pastor Tyler was saying this morning? No more whining. Don't sound like Eeyore. I even put that in the chat. Low 70s here today. Oh, nice. Oh, and calling for ice and snow on Sunday. When will we ever learn? I don't know. Elk meat. Yeah, that's another one. Mom would, any kind of hunted meat like that, the game, she would soak it in milk before cooking it and rinse it. And it pulls out all the gamey taste. That was one of the hints out of that book, that old cookbook, Codfish. We don't do fish because of my husband, but his boss would go to Alaska on trips, and he would bring me back some fish, and I just have to send my husband out once in a while and get it cooked and air out the place before he came back. Yeah. Well, now you know what I have planned for the next few bits as soon as the weather gets done and I get a little bit more organized. I'm working on some videos to post up on my site about the pinto beans that I canned and the beef that I canned. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, that sounds good. Shrimp ramen. I'm not. Yeah, that actually sounds good. I had shrimp once in Mexico at my sister-in-law's wedding. They had these huge coconut shrimp things in the sauce. They were humongous. It was, the wedding feast, so it was very special. But yeah, that's more my budget there, Delaney. That's what we're looking at to make things stretch. There's news. We never know. Somebody may get laid off. Somebody may get sick. The country may go into a tailspin because of so many different things. And as women at home, it's good for us to be prepared. It's hard when you move across country. It took me a while to build things back up here because I do it frugally, and you have to go to thrift stores or online discount things, and it took a while to get set up again. And then you give away all your food before the trip because there's no way you can bring it along, and then you have to rebuy jars, and those are expensive unless you find them used. Orzo, yeah, that's another thing that I like to make things stretch. I know, don't they use like a rice to make risotto? But I like to make it with the orzo pasta. You can beans for tacos. Yes, that's what I did. I did can the pinto beans and then I refry them when it's time. We actually had that last night, and I have a picture of that. I was going to put on the video. And along with the taco meat that I made from turkey, and I made him some rice, and he likes it with green beans, which is strange, but that's okay. Yes, ma'am. All right. Good. Bean and rice burritos. Those are good. And we had some taquitos that were in the freezer from a birthday party. So I put those in the air fryer. Okay. Yep. I'm finding 45 minutes is just about my limit on these. And then I start to think, oh, I'm tired and I have work to do. Tonight, Friday night, is pizza night. We could use rice and beans on without hamburger, could use ground turkey meat. Yeah, that sounds good. Really good. And then you can season it any way that you want. That's another thing when you're growing, to grow herbs to season your food. Because even if you have to eat beans and rice all the time, you can at least make it taste different. Cumin. Oh, cumin is one of my favorite spices now. I add it to almost everything. Love it on eggs and especially Mexican food and things, but that's good. You're getting takeout tonight? Fancy, fancy. Yes. Well, my husband likes to do pizza night on a Friday night because work is all done for the week and it's time to celebrate. But they have a chicken salad there, so I don't have to cook. I cook every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner all week long. Friday night and Sunday after church are two meals that I know I don't have to cook because he gets stuff. And I know they're safe for me. I get the chicken salad there. Gotta run your doggos over being rowdy. Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for being here, Nikki. Happy family time. Yum venison fajitas. That sounds good too. Pizza party. Okay, all over to our place in Arkansas for pizza. I guess we'll have to order extra. All right. You all have a lovely afternoon. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm glad um, that you are here and that we may see each other again soon, here, there, or in the air. Take care, all you that are up in the north in that snow. Please, we'll be praying for you. All right. God bless you.